Hello and welcome to another episode of Dependisplaining. I am Veronica.
And I am Jen.
And we're here. We're ready to go. I'm excited.
Yes, we're back again. Another episode.
We're back. One more episode to fulfill your dependent needs. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's always what we're here for.
Yes, and we're also here to listen to any of your concerns or suggestions. And to do that, you can email us at dependisplaining@gmail.com or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. We love seeing your comments and reading them, and it just makes our day.
Yes, it does. And also what makes our day is if you go and rate and subscribe to us. That would be really awesome.
That's right. And also Milso Muster, the app. Go and get that, download that. It provides you with tons of military-related information.
Yes, it does, and we are on there as well. So hit it up.
Yes. So, Jen, what do we have going on today? Because my life has just been so boring lately, and I'm over it.
Take the boringness because it's been a freaking shit show over here, I tell you.
I know, man.
Freaking COVID. It's a subject that comes up every week, and I'm so sorry, people. I know we're all tired of it, but my God, I'm ready for it to go.
Yes. Yeah, I would like to go to some sort of normal with this without having to go to lockdown. And I think that's what you're going through right now. With the lockdowns, right?
Yeah. Yes. We're on full lockdown. I feel like I'm back in England again with this craziness. The base isn't too bad here. We still have some freedoms, and we can go outside, we can exercise, we can do, normal things, obviously shopping for essentials only and that kind of stuff, but they are not limiting us on base, different stuff, which is good. But the rest of the area is on full lockdown. You are not allowed to do anything except for essentials. You can go get takeout food, but everything is closed. You can't go outside to public parks and such to exercise. That's not allowed right now. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Is the gym closed as well?
Oh yeah, the gym hasn't been open that much. It was open for a few weeks just for active duty and such, but regulations, masks and reservation and hour time slot type of thing. So yeah, it's been a little crazy. It's closed again, so who knows when that'll come back. So yeah, it's a little crazy out here, and I'm ready for it to get a little bit more normal.
Oh, I don't blame you. Things here in the UK have started to go back to somewhat normal. Like I've mentioned before, we still have to wear masks everywhere and distance ourselves, and they're controlling the amount of people in the shops or in just buildings. I know my husband at the fire station have taken up some new regulations with how they change shifts and how they meet up for meetings and a lot of stuff. So it's a lot of distancing. So just precautions, safety measures in order to prevent any more contraction of this virus that's ruining my life.
Yeah.
Me personally, my life.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it is. It's ruining your life. It's ruining my life, and I'm done. I'm over
COVID
it.
has offended me.
Yeah, and that's not fair. You're not allowed to offend people. Okay?
No, you may not. It is not okay. No, it's not okay.
No, I'm ready for you to go.
Yes. You know what? I'm ready to go. I'm ready for a new scenery, because right now I'm just looking at the backyard and the trees are swaying from side to side. It's so fucking windy outside.
No.
It's such a change from the beautiful weather we were having, and I know I was complaining because I was so hot in this room a few weeks ago, but now I'm complaining because it's so windy and the wind ruins everything.
It does. Oh no, I know. That sucks.
Yeah, I know. we got a wind advisory yesterday, or Kyle did, and he looked outside. He's like, "Did you know it's really windy?" I was like, "Because I don't have eyeballs." Yes, Kyle.
Right.
Thank you for telling me.
Just in case
via
you
text.
didn't know that you can't see it. Yeah. But yeah, those winds in
Yeah.
the UK, they freaking suck. It got really windy some days there. It was insane. Like obviously a lot of fences blew over. Trampolines were gone.
Trampolines disappear real quick.
Yeah.
And like patio furniture cushions. I have a cushion for, I don't know whose it is. Nobody ever claimed it, but it landed in our back garden. And Kyle's like, "I thought it was ours." And I said, "That's not ours." He's like, "It's red." I was like, this is red with gold stripes. Ours is just red. This doesn't go. It's not part of our set. I don't know whose it is, but it's in there still. It's in one of the storage boxes outside.
Oh, how funny.
Oh my gosh, which we need to go through. We need to clear out all that stuff. Oh my god, you guys, PCSing overseas is hard.
Yeah, it is. PCSing period is just hard. I hate it.
Yeah. All the stuff you have to purge. Kyle was like, "We have to sell the guest bed." I was like, "No! Where will our drunken friends sleep?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "What if we don't have room for it?" I was like, "We will. We'll find something." And he's like, "I think we should get rid of it." And I was like, "Where are Jen and Dave going to sleep when they come visit us?"
Exactly.
He's like, "We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it."
We'll have nowhere to lay our drunken heads.
I know, but he's making me get rid of it. And I don't want to.
Ugh, Kyle.
It's for the greater good.
Yeah.
Get rid of him for the greater good. See what happens then.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Dave's been teleworking all week, and it's only Wednesday, but he's been teleworking.
Kyle is technically TDY, and so he is taking a class stateside, because that's where he should be, right? Is stateside, taking this course in person, but now he's doing it virtually, and his class doesn't start till like midnight here in the UK. Ugh. So the other day he had a class, and I was like, "Listen, I'm gonna take you out to the forest. There's like a little where we used to go barbecue and stuff, this little forest, and it has the zip lining and all the adventure things for the kids, right?"
Yeah.
So we went there, and I was like, "I'm gonna exhaust you, because I'm good at that, at exhausting you." So when you get home, you'll take a nap, and then it'll force you to stay up a little later. So we did that. We were out there for a couple hours, and then we came back, and he took a nap, he slept, and then I gave him a heavy meal. I was like, try to take another nap, but he didn't. And then he was up till like 4 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah, so then he woke up late yesterday, and he says he still didn't get enough sleep, so he was groggy all day. And it's my life. It's my life with Kyle. You know, it's the life of a firefighter when he goes out on a call in the middle of the night and then comes back and can't go back to sleep. And then the next day when he's supposed to be off enjoying his family time, he's just complaining that he's sleepy. And it's just a vicious circle all day long.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And it never ends.
Yeah. So we got probably a couple weeks of him doing that, because it's like off and on, this course. Off and on. It's not 1 week straight. It's just off and on every few days. Okay, Jen, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We were going to do something today, and we're going to do it right now.
Sounds good. I'm here for it.
So I haven't done a base highlight in a while, and I thought we could do this base highlight, but however, I couldn't find much on the actual base, so I can do the surrounding area and maybe explain what it is a little bit. Okay?
That sounds great.
I was going to talk about Otis Air National Guard Base. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got most of my information from Wikipedia and Military Wiki. 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 I like that one.
Oh, Waikai, yeah.
Waikai. Wiki. Yeah. Otis Air National Guard Base is located on the western portion of Cape Cod in Barnstable County in Massachusetts. So it was previously known as Otis Air Force Base when it was still an active duty Air Force base. And Currently, its major units include the Coast Guard, because it is a coastal state, Massachusetts, so of course makes sense. Coastal Guard Air Station Cape Cod, 102nd Intelligence Wing, 253rd Cyberspace Engineer Squadron, Coast Guard Air Station Cape Cod, and a few others that of course are always important. Otis served as a key aerospace defense command installation during the Cold War. So President JFK used Otis Field a lot when he would travel to the Kennedy compound. He would land Air Force One, and then he would take a Marine Corps helicopter to the compound. Otis Air Force Base Hospital was where Jacqueline Kennedy gave birth to their son, Patrick Bouvier Kennedy, but unfortunately he died 2 days after birth. But that's where it was at this Air Force base when it was still an Air Force base. Oh. And they had a hospital. So yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting fact. So in the early 70s, Otis Air Force Base was actually due to close as part of a nationwide reduction of military bases in response to cost-cutting efforts in Vietnam during the Vietnam War, as it was winding down. So this obviously worried the local citizens. Like with any military installation, when there's rumors that it's going to close, the people panic because it's like, what's it going to do to the economy, since it's going to, reduce the amount of people living in the area and the military activities. Much like here, this base where we're stationed at currently in the UK was rumored to be closed down by 2021, and then it got pushed back to 27, and now it's not being closed at all. So it was going to impact the economy quite a bit if they would have closed it. Same thing with this, with Otis. So ideas were floated around as to what to do with the actual installation, and there were plans of developing the base into a recreation center of some sort that would actually rival Disneyland.
Oh.
That's how it was described. So I don't know how you turn an Air Force base into a Disneyland.
Yeah, how would you... What?
Yeah.
How...
Everybody gets an F-15.
Yeah. It's a new roller coaster.
Yes. Yeah, you will experience zero gravity or G-forces. I don't know what the technical terms is, but you will lose consciousness in the air, and that's part of the fun. Yeah, and also your
fun.
Dole Whip, your Dole Whip has now been replaced with MRE cookies. Enjoy.
Yeah. There you go.
Who would be their mascot? The Air Force Eagle?
The Eagle.
The Air Force Eagle? Yeah. It's your local Mickey Mouse. It's the Air Force's version of the Mickey Mouse. So, yeah, that was going to happen. And they went as far as to send out brochures to corporations around the world advertising the possibility of opportunities with the new development. So saying, hey, come here because soon there's going to be jobs and other opportunities for you to have fun and live here. And this is what's going to attract people to this area, is the Air Force version of Disney or whatever they were going to put up in that area.
Yeah.
But of course, that was scrapped because we all know how it goes when a base is rumored to close down. It takes a million years, it seems like, and then it doesn't happen. Okay, so the Air National Guard is basically what it sounds like. It's the aerospace. The Air National Guard is usually part of, is like a jurisdiction of the state that it's at, or part of the United States, so like Puerto Rico, Guam, the Virgin Islands. So the Air National Guard, just known as Air Guard, is a federal military reserve force of the United States Air Force, as well as the militia air force of each U.S. state. So it services the state, right? And then when something happens or they need to fly out, it is part of the Air Force. So when they're under order of the President of the United States, the Air National Guard units become an active part of the United States Air Force.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they are there to protect the aerospace, basically, right? So they train for that. And actually on September 11th, F-15s flew out of the base, Otis Air National Guard base. They flew out at supersonic speed to New York in order to intercept one of the hijacked airplanes. So they were the first ones to respond. And they flew out of Otis. So it has been a very important component to the Air Force. Now, I couldn't find very much on the actual installations that are on base. I couldn't even get information if there was a commissary or anything. So if anybody has any information on that, please let me know. I did see there was base housing on there, but again, I could not find any information to any of it. Which brings me to my next one, sidebar. Why don't they have every base, every post, every marine camp, naval station, everything that has installations like base housing, why can't they have some sort of page dedicated specifically to that with, virtual tours, with all the technology there is available? I'm surprised they haven't done that kind of stuff. It's like I'm having to resort to YouTube to look at other people's houses on base to get my information as to what the layouts look like, what we would qualify for, how much it is, if it's privatized, if it's not privatized, stuff like that. I wish they would do that. But that's my sidebar. Sorry. Cape Cod is, of course, coastal, and it tends to attract lots of tourism during the summer months. It has wonderful beaches, but it is the Atlantic Ocean, so the waters tend to be a lot colder up north, so I hope you enjoy those cold waters. So all the surrounding towns sound super fucking bougie. Like Nantucket Sound and Martha's Vineyard and all those, fancy rich people. Yeah, summer houses.
Yeah, let me go excuse me, I have to go to my summer house over in Martha's Vineyard and drink my wine and all that.
Also, we're jealous.
Yeah, just a little.
That's what we're saying. Yeah.
Because that would be awesome.
Yeah. So if you like the outdoors, I think Cape Cod National Seashore might be for you. This place looks gorgeous with almost 40 miles of seashore, and they have the sight of lighthouses and swaying tall beach grass is enough to make anyone fall in love with this place. Actually, JFK helped create the Cape Cod National Seashore in 1961. And due to its low density in population, it has a really low crime rate. And actually, Massachusetts is known to have the best schools in the United States. So if anybody was looking to or had reservations about moving there, fear no more. It sounds like Massachusetts is a great place, yeah.
Wow.
And you have your own, Air National Guard unit there, so
that's true.
We are protected, yeah. So that's pretty much all I found on Otis. I mean, I didn't find anything too specific on the actual base, but the surrounding area looks beautiful, I think.
Yeah. I just imagine, it's the best place you probably want to be for a wonderful fall day with all the leaves and the trees, and you can wear your basic bitch infinity scarf with your leggings and your fur boots, your pumpkin, your PSL.
Yeah, talking about, taking a trip to Martha's Vineyard or whatever, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, no, it sounded really pretty.
It does. It sounds really nice, though. I just think about the winter. Too cold.
Oh, so actually, with any coastal area, the winters will be a lot more mild than they are inland. So I know Massachusetts, it's known to have pretty cold winters, but being in the coastal areas doesn't get as cold as it does inland. Same thing during the summer times, it will not get as hot as it does inland. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Huh. Okay.
So that's my information. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, everybody. Pack your bags. We're going to Massachusetts.
I wouldn't mind, I guess. It sounds pretty good.
I know. I had told Kyle I had considered living there. I was like, we should go. We should live there. We just don't know where to go. Mm-hmm. We're nomads. We're gypsies. We don't have a home.
We're not used to having real homes. We're just used to
No.
being moved every few years. So
Yeah.
it's weird to want to think about where you want to live because I don't know.
I don't know either. I have a home state where I grew up, where I was born and I was raised, but I don't think I'll ever return there to live. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah. Well, all your California people are now moving to Arizona because they finally realize how expensive it is, and so now I'm not going to be able to live in Arizona if that keeps going.
Let's go to Massachusetts.
Okay.
It sounds really nice.
It does. It actually does.
It really does have like the best schools in the United States. So we could, it's high up there for raising families. Why not?
That could work.
I would cheer for the Red Sox. Sure.
No.
Oh, no, sorry, I'm a Giants girl.
Cubs fan.
San Francisco.
Go Cubbies.
Go Giants.
Go baseball.
Go sports.
Well, thank you. That was awesome. Yeah. I guess everybody's probably wondering, like, well, why would you do a base highlight on an Air National Guard and Otis?
Because I'm a random person. That's why. I think we have come to that conclusion long ago. Move along, people. Keep on scrolling.
There is a tie-in to what Veronica was talking about, and it has to do with murder.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Murder.
So, the way that this ties in is my murder story. Are you ready to hear about a murder?
I'm so ready about murder.
Or a couple. I will let you all know there is a trigger warning of children's death. So, if you're not okay with that, I will warn you ahead of time. But yeah, it's in there.
Great.
I know. Sorry.
No, thanks for letting us know.
Oh, yes, of course. So I got all my information from latimes.com, murderpedia.org. So, in 1997, Technical Sergeant Peter Contos seemed to live the typical life. He worked in the Air National Guard at Otis Air Force Base. There we go. There's your time.
In 1997?
In 1997. This is where he worked with the 102nd Fighter Wing, guarding the F-15s. And he had been married just over a year to his wife, Robin, in 1997. Just a year. Mm-hmm. They lived in an average duplex in the working-class suburb of Stoneham, which is about an hour and 30 minutes away from the base.
That's a long way to drive.
I know.
Work.
Since he's in the National Guard, they don't have to be on duty every single day, which is...
That's true.
Helpful. So he, I don't remember what they said his schedule is, but it's like 1 week on, 1 week off or something like that.
That's true. Right.
So, yeah, that is a long way still. I don't know. That commute, no thank you, but it's where he wanted to live. That's where he wanted. And Peter seemed like just an ordinary guy to everyone he knew, but soon he would shock everyone. So going back in time a little, in 1992, while working security in Sears, so he's not in the National Guard right now, in 92, he met and soon became sexually involved with a woman named Catherine Rice. In that same year, he also met his now wife, Robin. Oh. And there's no denying where this is going to go, right?
So he was playing both of them?
Mm-hmm. Oh. So even after meeting Robin, Contos did not stop seeing Catherine. And in June of 1993, they had a son together named Benjamin.
With Catherine?
With Catherine, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so he's seen both women, and then a year later, he has a son with Catherine. Okay. By 1994, Peter had moved in with Robin about 15 miles away from his life with Catherine, who Catherine was living in Lowell, Massachusetts. And in August of 1996, Peter and Robin got married.
Okay.
He is a wonderful person. So he is with Catherine and then moves in with Robin, and then they get married.
He's still with Catherine, though.
He's still seeing Catherine, and
He's
he
kind of
has a
winner.
son with her.
Okay.
So during all this time that he has both these women and he also gets married, he brags to at least one coworker stating that having a girlfriend and a wife made him feel like a king.
Oh my God.
But
Shut up.
that he
Just
never
shut
told anyone that he had children, which by July of 1997, him and Catherine welcomed their second son, Ryan.
Another one. Does Robin know?
Robin has no idea.
She's in the dark completely about what's happening.
Completely in the dark.
Double life.
Yeah, he literally has tricked so many people already. Yeah, nobody knows.
Catherine?
She has no idea.
She doesn't know that he's married.
No. She doesn't know that he was
God.
seeing another person. She doesn't know that he moved in and got married to that person. Nothing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, neither of these women knew each other. But soon that seemed like it was about to change. On the evening of Saturday, September 27th, 1997, Catherine's upstairs neighbor, Irene, who was also her landlord and a close friend, entered her home after concerns that it just seemed too quiet, especially when Catherine had two young children in her home.
Right.
And that's when she discovered the body of Catherine Rice. She had been bludgeoned and strangled to death and left naked in her bathtub, but the boys were nowhere to be found.
Oh my God.
Yes. Peter's command was notified by the Lowell Police Department that his wife was dead and his children were missing. And they were all really confused as to why they had been notified about a wife and children, because none of them had knowledge that he had kids at all. So they had called Peter. His command called Peter at his home, and then Peter called back the Lowell police department. A state trooper and a Lowell police officer drove to his home, the home he shares with Robin, which I'm not sure where she is because they don't mention her at all, and you would think, I was kind of confused, unless she works maybe at night, but she's not mentioned at all as being home or around. All it said is he just never mentioned it to anyone, didn't tell any of his coworkers that he had children with another woman. I think it was just more of the fact of fear that his actual wife would find out.
Right.
And, put the pieces together like, oh my God, you have a
another
4-year-old
family.
son. And,
yeah,
you have a 4-year-old son and a 2-month-old son. That's when we were together, so yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. The state trooper and a police officer came over to Peter's house. They did a quick search for the children, which they didn't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then they accompanied Contos back at the station. Now, while Peter was interviewed, he changed his story multiple times.
Of course.
Stating first that he hadn't seen Catherine since Christmas.
Okay.
Then he said he had gone to her home that Friday night after his shift at work, but he didn't go inside.
Mm-hmm. Of course he didn't.
So they were trying to push him a little bit more, which then he changed his story for a third time, stating that he had slept a few hours after his shift at the base, and then just spur of the moment decided to drive over to Catherine's home, arriving around 6 a.m., but still denying that he ever went inside.
Mm-hmm.
And now this kind of coincides with a witness stating that they saw him leaving Catherine's apartment around 6:15 a.m. and carrying something in his arms.
Oh my God.
So here we are. I'll let you all know. Trigger warning. If you don't want to hear anything about kids, feel free to skip ahead a little bit. At around 5 a.m. on Sunday, state and local police found the bodies of Benjamin, who was 4, and Ryan, who was only 2 months old, strangled to death and stuffed into a green backpack, which was found in Peter's locker on base.
Oh my Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
In his locker.
In his locker. He committed this, and then he stuffed them in a knapsack, and then drove however long it took, 2 hours or so, to the base to put them in his locker. Like,
oh my God.
What?
Oh my God. First of all,
what kind of sick fucking person does that?
Exactly. And if he's trying to hide it, that's not the way to do it. I mean, oh my God.
No. Yeah. So, yeah. That's, yeah. When I was reading this story, I couldn't believe all the things that he did. I was like, are you kidding me, right? Are you serious? Like, all of that?
A 4-year-old and a 2-month-old.
Yeah. 4 years old and 2 months. Strangled, too. Like, that is commitment right there. It's not just a quick, shot. It is like you are fully committed and waiting till they do not breathe anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. So, Peter Contos, who was only 31 years old at the time, was then arrested.
Mm-hmm.
According to Peter's testimony, what happened that fateful night was, after his shift on Friday evening, he drove to Catherine's home at about 1 a.m., where they had sex, and then they talked. This is all according to him. He told Catherine he wanted a paternity test done of him and the boys, and then he said that their relationship was over. They argued, and when things seemed to calm down, Peter claims that Catherine would become hysterical again, and then they'd argue once more.
Okay.
He then claims that Catherine was going to expose his double life to his wife, Robin.
Good.
When he just snaps and kills Catherine and his 2 sons.
Oh my God.
So that's what they're trying to prove.
At some point, what they're trying to prove, they're saying that at some point she did know that he was married and had another.
Yes. So that's like what they're. I think maybe with his saying that he talked and everything and trying to cut off the relationship, I think is what he's trying to say, that he might have admitted that he is married and that, who knows what the conversation was if that in fact happened.
Okay.
He's a fucking psycho. But police say that he may have tried to make Catherine's death look like a suicide. So the way that she was placed in the tub and, I don't know, like how do you try to make somebody who's been beaten in the head and then strangled a suicide just because you put her in the tub? Like, really?
Yeah. Yeah. How would he even try to do that? Like, did he cut her wrist, or, I mean, or even accidental by like accidentally falling and hitting your head? But strangulation is like, how do you can't strangle yourself with your own hands.
No. When you can't, I mean, if you strangled yourself, it's usually done, if you're going to hang yourself, and then you're usually left there because you're dead and you can't put yourself in a tub.
You can't put yourself in a tub. Yeah. That makes no sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't understand his reasoning at all. So his defense attorney tried to say that Peter had a troubled past, which led him to just snapping.
Oh,
when he thought Catherine was going to expose his double life.
Great.
Yeah.
We have an excuse for it. Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what his troubled past would be or his childhood. It just said he had a rough childhood.
A lot of us did.
What? Fucking, a lot of people have rough childhoods and they don't go and murder their mistresses.
No.
And children.
And their own children. Oh my.
Yeah. Your own blood. So the defense was trying to say that he just snapped because they were trying to get him for manslaughter instead of first-degree murder, lessen his sentence. But unfortunately for Peter, on February 5th, 1999, Peter Contos was convicted of 3 first-degree murder convictions.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. And that is it for the heartless murder of Catherine Rice and her sons.
A senseless murder.
Benjamin and Ryan. Which, in fact, they did do blood test and did find that Peter was the father of both the children.
At that point, I feel like it didn't even matter. He still stole their lives. Like,
yeah.
You couldn't keep it in your fucking pants, and you wanted to lead this double life, and then all of a sudden you were like, change my mind. I don't want this. I'm just going to erase them like they didn't happen. That's not how it works, okay? You can't just erase things like that. It's not how it works. Oh my God.
Those are human beings. You can't just take that away. They're not like, it's, you created those. You knew what you were doing. You created them, like, deal with it.
I'm still, like, trying to figure out how they didn't find out sooner, his command, that he had children, being that he's in the military, and these children are bearing his name. Obviously, if they were able to contact them, or contact him once they discovered what had happened. But, oh my God, those sweet babies.
I'm, like, it doesn't say how... Maybe he only had TRICARE since he was married to Robin. She's the only one who shared whatever TRICARE they get. I don't know if they get select or whatnot as
I don't know.
Guardsmen.
I don't know.
But maybe the boys didn't take his last name. It never actually said for sure what their last name was. I would guess since they were involved that they would take his name.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing too.
And she had no idea that he was involved with somebody else. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. This is what should have happened, is they both should have found out about each other. And either way, Catherine and the babies were still going to be in his life because obviously he's their father. So he would have still had them. And then his wife, like, that's up to her whether she decides to stay or not. But it would have blown over eventually, and he would have just found a new normal to live. But there is no life now. There's 3 lives missing from this world, and one horrible, horrible monster that is in prison now that should not be there. Like, he should just have not done this. Oh my God.
No. Yeah, he shouldn't have done any of it. And throughout this time, since he was sentenced, he's been trying to appeal his conviction, which is laughable. Like, you have witnesses that there's a witness showing him, saying he was there. She's like, I saw him leaving the apartment carrying something, and then they find the bodies in his locker. Like, come on.
Like, at this point, who are you trying to convince? What are you trying to convince us of? Like, no thank you.
You think that your wife wants to be with you? Now, I have no idea if they got divorced, though I hope so, because once this happened, she obviously didn't know, and now she knows, and she was in complete shock hearing that her husband, first of all, had a double life, and then second of all, murdered them. Like,
yes. Oh,
it's just insane.
Oh my God, Jen, that was crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. I saw that one, and I was like, wow, I gotta share that.
Yeah, well, I hope he rots in prison for the rest of his life.
I hope so too.
Yeah, so disgusting.
I hope he gets haunted by his mistress and his children that he decided to take their lives of, and I hope they haunt him forever.
Yes, I hope they do. I hope they haunt him in his dreams, and I hope they haunt him while he's awake and in his mind, and and that he never rests. How about that?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
These poor, sweet babies that did not deserve to go like this. Didn't deserve to go at all.
No.
Oh
no,
my gosh.
They had a lot more to live for, so really terrible, but at least he was caught and convicted. That's at least
good.
At least he's out of the community.
Yes, so he won't be able to harm anybody else. Great, Jen. That was an interesting story. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, murder.
Murder. Don't do it, people. Don't do it. Just don't.
Please don't.
Find a different way. Find therapy in your life. Yeah.
Please.
Take up a hobby.
Please find something.
Yeah.
And hacking at people is not a hobby,
and
so
that's
don't do that,
no.
okay?
Take up a hobby that doesn't harm others or yourself, and is good for the environment and for your soul,
Yeah.
take up knitting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That is a long-lost hobby that needs to come back. I mean,
Right?
I don't hear a lot of people knit anymore, and it would be great to see more people doing that.
Knitting and crocheting and sewing, all your own stuff. Those people out there making all those masks for everybody, get it.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah. You never know what you can accomplish until you try it. I cannot accomplish making my own face masks, even though I tried.
You did great.
I tried and failed.
You did great.
And that's okay.
The best ones, I think, in my own personal opinion, are the scarf ones. Like the ones that our husbands have been issued. Those are great. And you can make those out of an old t-shirt, right? So like you just sew it closed. Like you cut out the piece of fabric and then you sew it closed and then wear it like a scarf, because then they're so much easier to put on and off, and you can make them an accessory.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, versus hooking them over your ears, and then they shrink in the dryer and then they pull your ears so they look like elf ears.
They do.
They get all pointy.
Oh, they do. I saw myself in a mirror and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, I make fun of Kyle every time he's wearing his, because his are like, they pull on his ears, and his ears already very elf-like, like they're kind of pointy, and so he looks even weirder, and it makes me laugh every time. And even our daughter is like, look at Puppy has pointy ears, and I was like, guess what? You have his ears. You're just like him. And I was like an elf. You look like an elf too.
Sorry to tell you that, but it's true.
I know. They're so funny. Jen, guess where I'm going today?
Where?
IKEA.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm excited because I haven't been out in forever. I went shopping the other day. So we went and got some clothes, and I was like, I haven't been out in months, like to shop for clothes since like before Christmas. I haven't been to this area, and it was really exciting to go. So I'm really excited to go to IKEA today. Our daughter needs a mattress for her bed, and then I was going to buy some forks and spoons because they keep disappearing.
Yeah, they really do, though. They're hard. They're hard to keep track of. Like, I swear, I'm pretty sure my son has thrown away some.
They get thrown away.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's insane. I know. Oh, I'm so jealous. I want to go to IKEA. I just want to go get kitchen shit. I need kitchen shit. I have nothing.
You have nothing.
I have nothing.
I just want to go with the possibility of building something. You know how horny that makes me every time I have to build an IKEA piece. I don't know why. I love it.
Can I just fly you out here when our stuff gets here, and you can just build my son's bed, please?
Yes, I can. I can, yeah. I'm excited. We're going to do the kid's bed, which is exactly like your son's. It's like we're going to do theirs. I'm so excited. I always end up with like extra nuts and bolts at the end. I'm like, I don't know where these went, but the bed's holding up.
As long as it's together.
Jen, that was a great story. I enjoyed that.
Thank you. Thank you for telling us about Massachusetts.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look up a little bit more on that murder. Maybe just find some pictures and see what the idiot looks like.
Oh, he's a total douchebag. Terrible.
Yeah,
if you go to Murderpedia, they have one picture of him in his prison jumpsuit at his sentencing. He just looks like a douche.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. All right. Well, if any of our listeners have any suggestions, any stories that they want us to cover, or base highlights, or anything really, you guys can reach us at dependusplaining@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or at Milsomester. Make sure you check that app out. Download it onto your phone for all your military information needs.
That's it.
Yes.
Get at us. Get at us any way you can. We would love to hear from you. It would be great.
Yes, we love hearing from you guys.
Well, Veronica, have fun at IKEA, and don't get lost. But please,
I won't.
If you can, you should eat some of those meatballs.
I will.
Eat all the balls.
For sure. All the balls.
All
in
the balls.
my mouth.
In your mouth. All the balls are delicious. We love you all. I hope you guys are enjoying our new revamped podcast. And if you have any listener suggestions, please get at us. We would love to hear what you've got for sure. For anything. Murder, true crime, fucking
scandals.
Yeah, scandals are good.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, God, if you guys have any swinger scandals, that would be fun to do.
Please.
First-hand knowledge.
Please. Yes, please.
But really, anything. We'd love to hear from you. We appreciate all the feedback and comments, everything that you guys do with us. So you keep us going, and we hope that we keep you going, because wherever you go, there you are.
Goodbye.
Bye.